So for years now, you've been hearing Switch Pro this, Switch Pro that, and one morning we wake up and there is a announcement trailer for a new version of a Switch, but it's not quite what we expected. Let's take a look at the trailer, and then I'm gonna talk a little bit about like what I think's going on here with this. Okay, OLED screen makes sense. We knew Samsung was making a bunch of OLED screens for Nintendo. So now we finally get to see what they're being used for. Great to see Metroid being advertised as much as it is, by the way. I'm pumped about that. Those white Joy-Cons. Okay, wait a second. So that definitely looks better than when we saw it before. Of course, like most Pokemon games. It is a nice dock. It's a much better dock, and I like that like wide lean. That's good. I like that a lot, actually. Okay, better speakers.
Checkmate.
And the white dock to go with the white Joy-Cons, of course. And then they get the LAN port, they take out the USB that's in there, the one USB, and they put that LAN port in there. Which makes sense, that's what most people used it for anyways. Dude, I need some new Joy-Cons just for this game. I'm getting so much drift. And that's one thing that apparently they didn't fix. These are not new Joy-Cons. Okay, October 8th, same day as Metroid. Okay, so take a look at this here real quick. What do I see when I see this? I see the 3DS, the 3DS XL, and the 2DS. It is literally, that's what it is, right? You have a bigger, better screen. You have something that lacks the feature, like the main features, lacks 3D, lacks the ability to plug it into a dock, right? That's what I see here with these. And I know that there's a lot of people that say, well, the Switch is a console, right? Well, the Switch is now both. It is their portable system. It is also their console. So who is to say that they're not going to do a lot more iterations? We're already at 3. And I guess technically you could say 4 because there was like a newer Switch that was a little bit different with better battery life. Here's what I think when it comes to this, right? Who is this Switch for? This Switch is for people who don't have a Switch, right? That's who it's mainly for, right? Moving forward, I see this being the new Switch. Because there's been lots of people saying, well, we know from Nvidia that they're going to actually stop making those chips, right? So what is this using? This is using the one that they put in the newer Switches, the more recently released ones. I think that we know that the dev kit actually had twice the amount of RAM that the original, or that the retail version of this does, right? And I think that so I think it was like 8 for the dev kit itself. Um, and again, all of the features in this, aside from the replacing the USB with the Ethernet cable so that you don't have to get an adapter, are focused towards portable play. A OLED screen is going to be better to look at for a longer period of time. It's going to be much brighter. It's going to have a different refresh rate as well, which I almost kind of wonder about that with some of the games that don't run quite as well, how that's going to work. Well, I guess we'll see over time. We'll have people look at it and figure out if there's some kind of difference there. But yeah, it's going to be marketed to people that are probably going to want to play this more portably, right? Or, I mean, you could just use it as a regular Switch, so you don't necessarily have to, but it's not going to do anything different from the regular Switch, besides you're not going to have to get an adapter for the Ethernet cable. Like, you're just going to be able to plug that directly in. Probably should have been there to begin with, so you don't have to buy an extra adapter, but, you know. So why? Like, people would ask maybe, well, why are they releasing this, right? Like, we heard rumors, and not necessarily just rumors. We had some data miners from NVIDIA and that were looking into the Switch themselves that have seen there's a lot of stuff. There's like Bluetooth that has never been used, and there is another chip out there that's been reported on, but it's never been used either, as well as the Bloomberg reports reporting on stuff that they know from manufacturers, the Chinese manufacturers talking about accessories that would be coming with a new Switch sometime next year. So why are we getting this and we're not getting something more substantial, like mid-generation kind of upgrade? I think it's still gonna happen. I think this is just the Switch for this year, and I think this is the new Switch. I think this is what's going to replace the Switch there on the left. And if Samsung already has all of the OLED screens ready, but there is a chip shortage, a semiconductor shortage, it's going to be harder to make those new chips that you're going to need for a upgraded version of the Switch. So why not release this in the meantime? You can get rid of your chips that you already have for the Switch, that apparently over time they're going to stop manufacturing them. So you might as well get rid of all the ones that you have. And in the meantime, you can mark it up $50, and you can sell this. And you'll definitely sell it. I mean, the regular Switch still sells really well. So this will just be the new version of it. And yeah, I think if you do play your Switch a lot portably, and maybe there's something wrong with your original Switch, then yeah, and if you're getting a new Switch for someone, you can get them this one. That's what I'll be doing. So yeah, I would say it's not out of the question that next year we'll see a new Switch. I really do think that it's still possible, and why not when you're going to have such a stacked lineup next year? Like, I mean, next year is going to be a lot of huge games. So it would be when you would actually want to release new hardware that's different. And we know that those new NVIDIA chips are capable of doing some crazy upscaling. Personally, what would I like to see from a new Switch? I would like to see better performance. I actually don't even have a 4K display yet myself, because I hadn't had the need to. And so maybe that would give me another reason to do so. And my launch Switch is still fine, it's just the Joy-Cons. That's the other thing I would really, really like them to fix. And they're obviously in a lawsuit about it, which is, you know, there's a way for them to release new Joy-Cons that work without admitting, you know, and having a problem with the case that they're currently dealing with. Like, you can still just release new ones. There's not a problem with that. And I'm hoping that maybe next year or sometime beyond we do get new ones, because that is a problem. Having to buy new Joy-Cons all the time is a problem, and I am noticing it. I have launched Joy-Cons that have finally they finally, you know, had the drift like everybody else's. So I'm gonna probably have to get some new ones myself too. But as far as we know, all the regular Joy-Cons still worked with this. And these Joy-Cons that come with this would work with a regular Switch, so they are not any difference. Main difference is speaker, the OLED screen, of course, the Ethernet cable, and that stand. That stand actually is really nice. If you do play a lot on the go, then this is going to be the superior system for sure. But if you play most of the time on your TV, not going to be much reason at all for you to want this. Besides it just being the new thing, and I know, like, you know, with the Game Boy Advanced, the DS, the 3DS, all those things, you probably got multiple versions like me if you played a lot of Nintendo stuff too. So it's tempting, of course, but I do know somebody that does need a Switch, so I probably will be getting them this one when it comes out. And of course, I am very excited for the new Metroid game. You know, we waited years and years for that announcement. 15, 16 years. So it is cool to see that that is the game that's launching with this. And that gives me even more hope that that game is going to sell much better. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. Metroid having more chances to be promoted and sell well means more Metroid in the future. And Mercury Steam did such a good job with the remake that I'm glad to see that they're back. I feel like I didn't necessarily give all of my reactions to everything that happened at E3. There was a lot of stuff. And so I'll be talking about it more, of course. And I just had to get a new webcam because my other one broke. And if you watch my E3 reactions, you'll see it happened like right at the start of the thing. So I got that worked out. I'm really excited for Monster Hunter Stories comes out soon. I'm definitely going to be playing that. And I need to play more Monster Hunter too, of course. But I hope you guys are having a good one. I hope that, you know, if maybe this is for you, that you're excited about it. And even if you're not excited for this, hey, Metroid comes out the same day, they'll give you something to do. You know, we got new WarriorWare coming out as well this year, which is kind of crazy. The Advanced Wars thing that was announced is just insane. And like, you know, there's definitely lots of stuff to look forward to. And yeah, the other thing that I wanted to point out real quick, let's see if I could find it. And like, you know, pretty obvious that this would happen. This already looks better. You know, they locked themselves into Pokemon Day having to show stuff, and that's the reason why, like, some of the stuff that they showed on Pokemon Day looked a little rough, right? Well, this is already going to look better because they have probably ahead of time planned what they were going to show. So this already looks better. I'm excited for these games. I like the original ones, so I'm glad to replay them, and it'll actually let another team besides Game Freak work on a Pokemon game, like a main game, and I think that's good. I think that I'd like to see a little bit more of that, or at least in the meantime, while you know, maybe they expand Game Freak. Like I think it's about time at this point that they kind of make them bigger, or even talk more with some of Nintendo's internal teams. Like, you know, people like Monolith Soft have done a great job working with Nintendo on their main games like Zelda, and it would be great to see them reach out to more of Nintendo's internal teams. Like they've got a lot of people, so here's to hoping we see more of this kind of thing. I think giving other people chances to develop on stuff, like, you don't have to always have them work on stuff, and if you want to do as many games as they want to do, it's harder to split your development team, so it makes sense to reach out and have other stuff. Besides that, I don't know. I mean, it was interesting to see, you know, when we're watching the trailer, where was it here? There was literally It was literally just playing like the Zelda trailer. I thought I saw that somewhere. Yeah, it's like it's right here. They were just playing the Breath of the Wild sequel uh trailer on the screen here, which was kind of funny. But yeah, I've got lots of theories and ideas for what's going on in that game, and I'm definitely looking forward to it again. And I still got to keep playing through Age of Calamity to see what's going on with that. And yeah, I don't know. There's a ton of stuff to be excited with, and it's this year. I think this makes sense. And what I always tell people with stuff like this, like I would tell people with the 3DS XL or the new 3DS, or even though that did have a bit of a performance boost, um, you know, if you don't like this kind of thing when they do this all the time, then you vote with your wallet and you don't buy it. If you already have a Switch, you're fine. You're not missing out on anything. If you really like to play on the go a lot, um, then this might seem worth it to you, and that's fine too. I do think it has the better battery life, like the newer version of that Switch, but if you already have one of those, then you're fine too. And, if you're gonna play a lot on the go, get yourself a portable charger, as I always recommend that. Um, but yeah, I think this is making use of parts that they have ready when they don't have other parts ready. That's the way that I'm kind of thinking about it. And I wouldn't say this if I didn't if there wasn't so much smoke. I mean, it's everywhere. The smoke is everywhere. When it comes to this, and you gotta you've got to see it coming at this point. It is not just rumors anymore. There's clear data mines of stuff. There's production leaks from even third parties talking to they've talked to third parties about this stuff, and they're the ones who really were saying that like Nintendo was saying, hey, yeah, your future games, maybe make them capable of doing something else. So I'd say give it a year. I think with the release schedule this year, while there's a lot of stuff I'm really excited about, it is going back to a lot of your other franchises who are not your super big ones yet. Though it would be nice to see something like Metroid grow and get more fans, because I do think that it is really good. It's really good, and it inspired a lot of a lot of the indie games you play now. Things like Castlevania, Metroid definitely inspired a lot of those kind of platformers and Metroidvania style games. So definitely check it out, and check out, if you can play some of the older Metroids in the meantime, you should check them out to kind of prepare yourself for it. And it would be great to get like Game Boy Advance games on the Switch online so that we could, you know, maybe play those leading up. But the Switch Online definitely needs more stuff. But yeah, I feel like some people got really mad about all this, and I literally just thought to myself, like, it kind of makes sense in this situation. If you do want to keep getting rid of your old chips, but take advantage of those OLED screens that Samsung already has ready for you during a semiconductor shortage, yeah, make this a new Switch. I'm down. Make this the new Switch, and then move forward from there. Maybe I of course I would love to see like a new enhanced version of the Switch. I'm down whenever you want to do it, but please fix those Joy-Cons. Just give us some new ones that won't break anymore. And a performance boost, those two things, man, that's kind of what I'm wanting. And let me know what you guys would like to see in a new Switch. Are you gonna buy this for anyone? Yeah, let me know what you think. You guys have a good one. See you next time.